The secret formula for a successful embedded device is pretty obvious. Add features without killing battery life. That's why you've got superstar software engineers. Just give them some hardware, a list of features, and some power limitations, and they can code anything. But there's a problem with this approach. Your coders are all coding for different parts of the device independently, and they don't know how much power their code really consumes on the device. And they're also not hardware engineers. They're just coding to a deadline. All that power management stuff sounds like a hardware problem to them. They don't have control over that stuff. You'd love it if they had a common API so they could understand how to control power in a language they understood. But using them to write one is a bad use of their time and locks you into your hardware. So at the end of the process, when you put all their code together, your device consumes too much power. Better order some bigger batteries. You know your team has the talent to make great devices that are more efficient. They just don't have a framework to control the hardware, and they don't have the tools to optimize power consumption. If you could give them the power to manage power, they'd knock your socks off. Give your team Mentor Embedded Nucleus, and they'll have everything they need to keep power consumption under control. Nucleus is the first embedded RTOS with a power management framework. So now, your development process will look like this. Define common power limits and use cases for the hardware, and Nucleus lets your team target those goals. Nucleus has a power manager that turns different parts of the device on and off, so it never uses more power than it needs, which means you get the most battery life out of your hardware. And since Nucleus provides a framework, your coders can learn one API to manage power on any platform, so they can spend their time coding cool features instead of worrying about controlling hardware. The secret formula for a successful embedded device is pretty obvious. Arm your team with Mentor Embedded Nucleus. Find out how at mentor.com/nucleus.